being able to see your information is obviously important on your worksheets. So there are some zoom features, being able to zoom in and zoom out, that are easy to use. And we just want you to know that there are some that can really help you very quickly. So most of the time when people use Zoom, they're looking at it from the bottom right corner where you see this 100%. That's actually the level of zoom that you're in right now. You have a plus and a minus, and then you have a bar that you can drag on. So to make this smaller, to reduce your zoom, you can left click and hold on that bar that's in the middle right now and just drag that slider over. Let me do that. There we go. And you can go all the way down to, looks like 10% is your minimum. And then you can left click and drag it out. Let's just make it zoom really fast, up to 400%. Okay, so between 10 and 400%, we're hoping that you can see that information. But sometimes you do. You need to zoom in or pull out just to get an idea of where things are at on these different worksheets. As you go to different worksheets, you may have different levels that you want to work with. When you move to each worksheet, it remembers the last zoom level that you had. So we'll put this one higher. This one was at 50. This was at 100. So it's nice, especially if you're working back and forth between worksheets and you don't want to have to keep zooming into information that you want to compare or look at. Also, you can click here on the 100%. In this case, it's your zoom level, and you get a zoom dialog box. So you can say, take me right to 200 and click OK. So I can do that. You can also do custom, because sometimes what you want is not one of these typical numbers or percentages, and dragging it through the selection down here isn't quite getting you where you want. So let's say my selection needs to be 63%, and I click OK, and that's exactly what I want to see. Instead of trying to drag slide it, I can do that. So you can always click here and go to a zoom dialog box. There's another one here for fit selection. I'm gonna do something first. So I'm gonna grab, let me zoom in. That would be the better thing to do. Make sure I don't screw this up. So I'm gonna zoom in to just this part of the data right there. And if I click on that zoom percentage and I choose fit selection, it figures out what percentage I need to zoom, and I click OK. And it zooms just to that area I've selected. Now that's pretty slick. Now that's all in the bottom right corner. You can also go to the View tab. You have Zoom, which brings up that dialog box again. You can have a default to 100%. There we go. Zoom to selection is here as well. So when you do zoom to selection, it's basically that. You want to zoom in to the things that you've selected. So I select that, zoom to selection, and it moves in there at exactly the right percentage I need to view it at. So very simple, but some very useful tools working with Zoom.